How's it going, guys? Generic, not a football player here, and welcome to episode 2 of WWT, aka World's Worst Trends. Now, if you don't know what this series is, because it's been 2 months since the last episode, basically what I do is I take a look at the worst trends to ever exist. So let's just get into the first trend of today's episode. The Benadryl challenge is a very simple challenge. All it does is it involves someone taking a high dosage of Benadryl. People are doing this because apparently if you get high on Benadryl, you can see hallucinations and you can have all that cool stuff. The only issue is overdosing on Benadryl can also kill you, and that is something that actually happened to someone.
Always try to call him and check in. A kid answered the phone and said, "Are you Brian's mom?" And I said, "Yes." And I said, "Where's Brian?" And he said, "He's passed out on the bed." He gave me the address of where they were. I got there and walked in, saw my son laying on the bed. He was blue. He was blue. His mouth was open and his eyes rolled back in his head. And he appeared to me that he was dead. And I started grabbing him and just screaming, "Brian, Brian, please," and just shaking his chest. I was screaming, "Call 911, call 911. And they got there and took over. And then I hear, "We have a rhythm." And I thought, "Oh my God, there's a rhythm." Okay, and then a few seconds go by, "We have a pulse." Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
What happened next?
Due to the lack of oxygen to his brain for so long, he's been clinically declared brain dead on September 25th at 9:24 a.m. And it's the most horrible thing for any mother to have to go through.
The story about what happened behind the Benadryl challenge and all the people that died because of it is a very sad story, so let's just move on to the next trend. The blackout challenge involves you or someone else choking you to the point where you can't breathe properly, to the point of you eventually becoming unconscious. Of course, because of what this challenge is, that means people, yes, have died from this one as well. And one of them, in fact, the mother of them is actually suing TikTok over it.
The mother of a 10-year-old Delaware County girl who died from a TikTok challenge is now suing the social media giant. Tawana Anderson and her attorneys announced a wrongful death lawsuit against the company today in Center City. Anderson's daughter, Nyla, died last December after taking part in the blackout challenge. The challenge calls for people to attempt to hold their breath until they pass out. Her mother says changes are needed.
It's time that these dangerous challenges come to an end, that other families don't experience the heartbreak we live every day.
Anderson's attorneys say they want to learn how TikTok's algorithm targets children and stop it. But TikTok responded to this lawsuit, and they say the trend predates its platform and has never been a TikTok trend. The company added it remains vigilant about user safety and would immediately remove any related content.
Now, what it said there was true. This is not a trend that came just from TikTok. This has been a thing way before TikTok even existed. But it really did blow up once again because of TikTok. Now, I'm not saying TikTok is completely at fault of this trend. In fact, I'm not saying TikTok is at fault of any of these trends. But it's because they keep putting this in recommended sections for people on TikTok, for children on TikTok, who will watch these videos and want to recreate them. And the fact that TikTok really only ever does something about this when they're put under fire because of these trends. Because now, if you look up on TikTok, Benadryl challenge, Devious Lick challenge, or Blackout challenge, nothing pops up anymore because it's all been taken down. But the fact is, the damage has already been done. These should have never even been allowed on the platform in the first place. Doesn't matter, let's just get to the last trend of today's episode. The penny challenge was where people would put a penny on the prongs of a phone charger while it was still plugged into the wall. The point of doing this was that when you stuck the penny in, you would get a little shock. But here's something, when you do that, it makes the outlet itself just full on explode. which can not only probably kill you, but can also set your house on fire. And some people even did it in their school. Now, to my knowledge, nobody has died of this challenge, but to be fair here, people who have died has probably been because of the house fires that started. So anyway guys, that's going to do it for today's episode of World Worst Trends. So remember guys to like and subscribe, and one like guys equals one less shitty TikTok challenge.
She disappeared across the boardwalk. She keeps the sunset bright.